When I was 16, my mom made me promise one thing before she let me get my first phone. Always tell her the truth about where I was. That was the whole deal. She said she didn't care about grades or screen time or any of the usual stuff other parents fought about. Her one rule was simple. No matter what, if she asked where I was, I told her the truth. And in exchange, she promised she'd never freak out on me for being honest. She said honesty only works if it's safe, and she wanted our house to be a place where I never had to lie. At 16, that sounded like a good trade. Most of my friends had to sneak around everything. I just had to not lie about my location. Easy. What I didn't understand at 16 was that a promise is only as real as the hardest moment it manages to survive. Anyone can keep a deal when the deal is convenient. My mom and I had a whole year of easy honesty stacked up behind us, and I mistook that for proof the thing was solid. It had just never actually been tested. Not really, not once. And for over a year, it genuinely worked. I told her when I was at a party, and she'd just say thanks for telling me. Text me at 11. I told her when plans changed, when I was somewhere new, when I ended up somewhere I probably shouldn't have been, and every time she kept her side of it. She stayed calm. She trusted me more, not less, because I was honest. I actually started to feel lucky. My friends were constantly getting caught in lies and grounded for months, and I just had this quiet, boring honesty that made my life weirdly simple. I believed in the deal completely. Then came the night that tested it. I was out with a couple of friends, and the guy driving, someone I didn't know that well, started drinking at a house we ended up at. I didn't drink, but when it was time to leave, I realized the only person with a car was in no shape to drive, and we were a long way from home. I had a choice. I could get in that car and not tell anyone, or I could do the thing my mom and I had agreed on for over a year. So I stepped outside, called her, and I told her the exact truth. Where I was, that the driver had been drinking, that I didn't want to get in the car, and that I needed help. And my mom lost it, not with worry, with anger. She started yelling before I'd even finished. What was I doing at a house like that? Who were these people? Why hadn't I told her about them before? Was I lying about not drinking? Did she need to call their parents? She was so loud, I stepped further into the yard so my friends wouldn't hear. She came and got me, and the whole ride home was a lecture, and I was grounded for 2 weeks. Grounded for the one night I'd done everything right. Grounded for making the exact call she'd spent a year telling me she wanted me to make. I kept waiting for the part where she remembered our deal, where she took a breath and said, "Okay, you did the right thing calling me. I'm sorry I yelled." It never came. Somewhere in her panic, she'd completely forgotten the entire foundation we'd built. And when I tried, carefully, to remind her that I'd only told her the truth because she asked me to, she said, "Don't you dare turn this around on me." So I stopped. I remember lying in bed that night doing the math on it. I had told the truth. I had chosen the safe thing. I had trusted the deal, and the deal had broken the second the truth was something she didn't want to hear. She'd kept her promise every time the honesty was easy, and thrown it out the first time it was hard. And the lesson I actually learned that night was not the one she thought she was teaching. What I learned was that being honest had a price now, and I started paying attention to when it was worth it. I didn't announce any of this. I just got quieter. The next time plans changed, I gave her the version that wouldn't cause a fight. The next time I ended up somewhere new, she found out later. Or not at all. I still didn't lie exactly. I just stopped volunteering the whole truth because the whole truth had stopped being safe. She still thinks our deal is intact. She tells people she raised a kid she never has to worry about. And the sad part is, she's kind of right. Not because I have nothing to hide, but because she taught me, in one night, exactly how much of it to keep to myself. Honesty was never really the hard part. Staying safe to be honest with was.